Hello everyone. Today's class focus on releasing tension in the lower back and keep it healthy. I have had a lower back injury myself, so I understand how frustrating back pain can be. Pilates and physio help me recover, and I hope this class supports you too. Important, if you are healing or under physio care, please check with professional first. Everyone's back is different. Please skip or modifying anything that doesn't feel right. Alright, let's begin. So, sit on the heel. So, hip and then heel together, and then keep abdominal nice and active. So, your abdominal towards your spine, keep it active. Imagine you wearing the corset. So, when you're doing a Pilates, always abdominal is active. Keep wearing the corset all the time. So, your spine is nice and one line. You're just gazing forward. Your spine line is nice and one neutral position, so not making overarch or rounding back or slouching back. So keep it between there, neutral position. Your hands interlace your fingers, place behind your head. So your elbow nice widely open, but still you can see with side of your eye. So we're gonna do a modified roll down. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, not the head, and the head going down to the mat, bone by bone. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, pick up your belly and come back to the start position. Inhale and exhale. Keep your seat up your spine. Hip is touching with your heel. Inhale and exhale. Spine line is nice and one. Don't go zigzag. Last one. And then come up. All right, so now your hands release and then place on the mat. Your leg is slightly open, so hip width apart, and then we're gonna do a modified cat stretch. So your long arms and then fingertips pointing down front, and then your head to tailbone, nice one line, okay? So not overarching your spine or around your back, keeping neutral position. Heads aligned with the spine. So from here, inhale, prepare. Exhale, round your back and focus on your lower back area. Inhale through the neutral and making arch upper back. You're gazing forward, shoulder nicely down. And back to the neutral position. Exhale. And then through the neutral, making arch your upper back. So you might feel your upper back, maybe middle back is working nicely. And down the back. So you can use your maximum middle back. Lower back is just stay in a neutral position. And then just release. Okay, so now come to the all-four position. We're gonna do a just regular cat stretch. So come to the all-four. So I'm gonna show what's going on my leg and arms. So your leg is hip width apart, and then your hands is also shoulder width apart. Okay, and then when you see from your side, your wrist under your shoulder, your knees under your hip joint. So keep elbows face looking each other, not hyperextension. So keep abdominal nice and engaged. So drawing towards your spine, and then we're gonna do the same thing. Cat stretch. Exhale, round your back. Focus on your lower back, and then to the neutral, making arch your upper back. Do not sinking down your lower back. back to the neutral, heads align with the spine and lounge back through the neutral, making arch upper back. So if you need to modify, you can just do the small range. And last one, inhale. And then coming back to the oval position. So from here, we're gonna making a small circle with your hip. So go to the clockwise or unclockwise. You can start from the one side and then getting bigger the circle, making more bigger. So hip towards your heel, to the side and other side. So release your tension around the hip area and hip joint, and then back to the neutral position, other side. Start from the small circle. Your hands and the knees stay there, and then now more bigger circle. And then coming back to the neutral position. So from here, we're gonna straighten one leg. So leg is nice and neutral position, and hip bone to hip bone, nice and equal. We're gonna lift your legs up and down. So leg height, it doesn't matter. The important thing, lift your leg from your hip joint and down. And then try not to sinking down your lower back. Keep in neutral position. And then last one, lift. And then place the leg down and then switch to the other leg. Other leg straight. Keep abdominal active and then lift your legs up and down. And lift it and down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. You just gazing the mat. I think 2 more. And then last one, place the leg down and come back to the oval position. So from here, we're gonna do a straight leg again, and then the opposite arms, nice and shoulder line, and then we're gonna lift your legs and then arms together. So keep abdominal engaged, nice and firmly. So from here, lift your legs up and exhale, lift. Inhale, down. 3 more. And 2. And last one, place the foot down. So you need to be a lot of control. Other side leg is straight. The hands straight. Shoulder line. And lift. And down. Lift. And down. Stretch your arms. Stretch your leg. With control, last one. And then place the arms down and leg is down. Well done. Okay, so now we're gonna do a supine position. So for the safety, you can lie on the side and then looking, facing up to the ceiling, supine position. Okay, so once you come to the lying position, supine position, your hands is slightly away from your pelvis, but still closed. And then your leg is hip width apart. And then pointing your toe to the front wall. And then between your hip and heel, 1 foot apart. Okay, so neutral position, spine, and then pelvis. So if you don't know what's the neutral position, you can check my another video. It's telling about that. So hand side of your body, your feet is firmly stay on the mat. Upper back, middle back touch on the mat. Lower back, you have a slightly gap, just like your hand side. And then keep abdominal nice and active. Okay, so that your pelvis nice and flat. So from here, we're gonna do a pelvic rock. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, imprinting your lower back. So now your whole spine is touched on the mat. And then now you can release. Back to the neutral position. Start position. Inhale. And exhale. Imprinting your lower back. So like pelvis towards your navel side. And coming back. Now we're gonna lift your pelvis up, but tiny bit. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, imprinting your spine. Now whole spine touch on the mat. And then just lift your pelvis. And then coming back to the neutral position. Inhale. Exhale, imprinting and lift your pelvis up. And then coming down. And back to the neutral. So now we're gonna lift your lower back as well. Inhale. Exhale, imprinting your spine. And then now lift your pelvis up and then lower back. So you might feel your inner thighs start working, your glute is working, hamstring is working, and down. Again, inhale, exhale. Lifting your pelvis and then lower back and down. Now move on to the middle back. Inhale, exhale. So use your bone by bone. Don't go is like one piece. And then pelvis, lower back and middle back. And then coming down. So you feel more your leg is really working. And then again, imprinting, lift your pelvis, lower back, middle back, and then coming down. So now we're gonna lift it up the half of the upper back. Okay, inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift your pelvis and then lower back, middle back, half of the upper back. So still the under your chest is touching and down. Keep your knees separate. Don't go inward or outward with your control. And then again, lifting, lifting, lifting. Keep your spine line nice and one line. Don't go zigzag. And down. So now we're going to just do the regular pelvic curl. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, imprinting and lift your pelvis up. And lower back, middle back, and upper back. Come to the nice bridge position. So the nice bridge position, your shoulder, hip, and knees, nice one line. And then coming down, bone by bone, from the upper back and middle back, lower back, and then pelvis back to the neutral. Two more inhale. Exhale, imprinting and lifting, bone one at a time, and lifting up. So shoulder nicely open, your long neck. Do not making overarch your spine, and then coming down to the mat. Imprinting again your spine, and then back to the neutral, last one, and lifting up. I love pelvic curl. It's really nice exercise. And coming down bone by bone with your control, and back to the neutral position. Okay, so we're gonna do a spine twist supine but with modified version. So arm stay position at the shoulder line. So palm, shoulder, shoulder to palm. Nice one line. And then my left leg straight at the hip line. So right leg lifting up to the tabletop position. So your knees over your hip joint. So keep scapular stay on the mat. Keep abdominal nice and active. Neutral spine, neutral pelvis position. Inhale. We're gonna lean the leg to the left side. So scapular stay on the mat. And exhale. Come back. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. So if the scapula peeling off from the mat, reduce the leg angle. Priority is scapular stay on the mat. And last one, now break the rule. So knees towards your mat, so you can scapular off the right side, and then you can rotate, you can see the right side, and then left hands on your right knees, and then you can gently like press down your knee, and then we're gonna do a 2 breaths. Inhale, exhale, last one, and exhale, and then back, and release your knees, and then switch. Okay, so other leg, keep it nice and hip line, and then tabletop position. So from here, you just gaze in the ceiling, keep neutral position, abdominal active. Inhale, lean to the other side. Exhale, center. Inhale, and exhale. 2 more. And up. And then last one, break the rule. Hold your knees, and then you just look into the opposite half T position arm. We're gonna do 2 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Relax the shoulder. Inhale and exhale. And then just coming back, and now kneeling. The bend your knees position. So we're gonna do a chest lift, and then chest lift with rotation. So leg is hip width apart. Your hands is nice and firmly stay on the mat. Actually, hands is interlace your fingers behind your head. But you can check your spine, nice and neutral position, abdominal nice and active. So now imagine a cup of your coffee is placed on your pelvis. Okay, so imagine coffee is there. So interlace your fingers behind your head, and then same thing. You can gaze in the ceiling, but elbow you can see with the side of your eye. So from here, inhale, prepare, exhale, head and chest lift. So you just gaze in between your leg, and then inhale and exhale, coming down. 4 more. Inhale, exhale, head and chest lift. So you need to nice and flat your pelvis surface, and coming down, and come up. So no tension your neck. If you have a feel tension, you need to be chest lift higher and coming down. 2 more. And use your breath. Spine nice and one line, and down. Last one, come up. So make sure your elbow is nice and widely open, not close to your face. And down. And well done. Okay, now release your hands. Keep your leg same angle. So arms are nice and straight, point to the ceiling, and then 4 finger together, and thumbs on the back. So like a kind of making the arrow shape. So keep abdominal active, neutral position. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, head and chest lift. So your hands is just above your knees. We're gonna rotate your chest to the one side. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate to the other side. And center. So pelvis is quiet, and the leg is also quiet. Upper body is just working. Center. Exhale. Center. And the other side. Up and over. Center. and up and over, center. One side of your scapula touch on the mat. And the last set. Center, chest lift higher, no tension. Your neck, and then coming back. All right, release your hands. We're going to do a single leg lift and a leg change. So keep your leg hip width apart, point the toe to the front of your wall. And then your hands, today we're gonna do place on your lower back. Okay, so now you might be easier to, release your hands, but use your abdominal and then spine and hands together, glue together. So your hands couldn't come out. That's why I want you to do it. Okay? So elbow firmly stay on the mat, open your chest. So your spine and the pelvis now neutral position. Then we're gonna lift your one leg up to the tabletop position. So you keep your nice 90 angle your leg. Okay? So leg is 90, also leg to torso is 90 as well. So keep abdominal engaged. Inhale, up. Exhale, lift. Come back to the 90 angle. And tap. And lift. So move your leg from your hip joint. 2 more. And last one. And place the foot down. So you need to be a lot of control. Lift your leg to the tabletop position and tap. And lift. And tap. And lift. So imagine knees have a rope and you pull and down and pull and down. And last one, and then place the foot down. Okay, so now one leg up to the tabletop position, and that leg you can pass the 90. Okay, so your knees slightly towards your chest. And then other leg, point the toe on the mat and get ready. We're gonna leg change it. Switch and switch. Exhale, exhale. So you feel your hip joint is working and change and change. Let's go to 3 more sets. 3, 3, and 2. And 2 abdominal working. Hands is together with your lower back and then place the foot down. Well done. Okay, release your hands. We're gonna do a back exercise. Okay, so the back exercise, we have a 2. So first one, leg is separate, and then from here, one leg up to the tabletop, other leg up to the tabletop. So same legs angle is 90. So 90-90 angle. The arms straight and then shoulder line. So leg is hip width apart, arms shoulder width apart. And then keep abdominal nice and engaged. Nice neutral position. So from here, right arms beside of your ear and then left leg straight. So feet same height if possible. But if too challenging for you, slightly you can lift it up your leg. That is fine. So from here, exhale, coming back. So between your leg, always have a gap. And then other side. Inhale straight. Exhale, coming back. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's go 3 more. And straight. And 2. From fingertips to toe. Nice and straight. And then last one. And then well done. One leg down, other leg down. Release your hands. Okay, so the other back exercise is chest lift position. Okay, so if too challenging for you, you can just do what we done the one. You can do that one. So now leg is up to the tabletop. other leg up to the tabletop position. So keep your seam is parallel to the mat. And then your arms just above your knees, okay? So head and chest lift position. You need to be chest lift higher. So keep abdominal nice and active and then flat. Cup of your coffee is there. So same thing. Lift straight your arms and then leg and back. Inhale straight. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And straight. So if you need to reset your head, you can reset. If you feel your tension on your neck, especially, you can please reset. So use your right muscle is more important, more than try to challenging think. And then last one, and you can reset your head. One leg down, other leg down. Release your hands. Well done. Leg is hip width apart, and then your right leg closed. So hook to the other leg. And then your right knees away from your body. And then from the supporting left leg, lift it up to the tabletop position. And then you can hold the back of your thigh with your hands. So elbow slightly open, your left leg towards you. So your whole spine is sinking down to the mat, even your head and pelvis. So open your elbow to the side so that not gonna slouching your shoulder. And then long short arm, long neck. Inhale and exhale for your own pace. And then release. And then unhook the leg, hook the left leg to the right leg, and then your knees is away from your body. Lift your leg up to the tabletop position, hold the thigh, and then bend your elbow, knees slightly, your right knee slightly towards you. So this exercise is really good, not only for the back, release tension, also good for the hip tightness as well. And then release your leg, unhook the leg, and then now let's come to the side. So there if you have a center line or center dot, you can follow the line. If you don't have like my mat, you can use your back of your mat line and then make your body nice and straight. So you can rest of your head on the bottom hands, and then your spine, back of your feet, nice one line. So you can rest your head there, but however, side body need to be active. So you need to abdominal drawing, and then so that side body is naturally lifting up, and then your spine line is nice and one line. Then we're gonna do an oyster. So exhale, open your leg, but side of your feet together, and inhale, close. So pelvis nice and stable, just leg is open, and then close. 3 more, and close, and 2, and then last one, and close. So now it's a little tricky. Keep the same shape of your leg, and then just lift your top of your leg up, and down, and lift, and down. It's really tricky. Lift, and down. 2 more. So pelvis nice and stable, side body is active, many things going on, and down. So now we're gonna do a Charleston movement. So open your knees first, and then from here, we're gonna do knees together, Feet separate, in and out, and in and out. 3 more, and 2, and then last one, and close the shell. All right, so come up. So once you come up, forearm position, so your elbow under your shoulder. Okay, so keep side bodies active as well. You can keep your forward leg or top of your leg straight. So head to toe, nice one line, whichever you're okay. So from here, we're gonna do a side bend. So hands slightly touch on the body. From here, inhale, lift, arms nice and shoulder line. Exhale, looking down the mat. Inhale up, exhale down. Lift and bend and up and down. 2 more. Keep side bodies active. Oblique is working. And last one. And then come up. So keep your legs together as much as possible. And you can hold the side bodies side of your leg. And then arms go to the side. And then you just looking, gazing forward. So your arms nice and center, not forward or backwards. And then from here, rotate your chest forward and then center and then forward and back. Last one. And then lift it up. Okay, so let's go to other side. So you can just slowly coming down. So leg is together, bend your knees, back of your feet, your back is alignment, and you can rest your head. So side body is nice and active, abdominal active, not slouching down, active your body. So from here, we're gonna do oyster, open your shell, and close the shell, and open, exhale, inhale down, 3 more, and 2, and then last one, and close. So now a little bit tricky one, separate your piece, but keep still same shape, lift, and down, and lift, and down. So side body is active, abdominal active, pelvis is nice and stable, and 2 more, and then last one. Now Charleston, open your knees, and in, and out, and in, and out. 3 more set, and 2 more, and then last one. Close the shell, and coming up. Forearm position, elbow under your shoulder, side body is lifting, straight your leg or keep bending, top of your leg slightly touch on the thigh, inhale, exhale looking down to the mat, and up, and down, shoulder nicely down, and 2 more, inhale, exhale, come up, and last one, and well done. So come up, leg is closer, hold the side of your sink, and then arms go to the side, gazing forward, and then now chest towards your mat, and open, and forward, and side, and then last one, and then lift it up. All right, so we're gonna go to the back extension series. So your tummy on the mat, okay? So I'm gonna just adjust body there. So your leg is slightly open. You can heel together, but that is more like more tension on your lower back. So you can straight open your leg. It's fine today. So forearm position, your elbows slowly down towards your side of your chest. Your head is just hovering, okay? So you don't need to be too high. So from here, inhale, prepare, exhale, drawing your tummy towards your spine, okay? So even your tummy is touching with the mat, try imagine you're using really abdominal so that protect your lower back, okay? So tailbone is down, nice abdominal active, inhale, head and chest lifting up. You're just getting the mat or front floor. Exhale. Lower your head and chest. Inhale. Head and chest lift. You can use your maximum middle back. Don't use your lower back. And down. Two more. Lifting, lifting, lifting. And down slowly. Boom by boom. Last one. Inhale. And down. Exhale. All right. Keep your legs open. And then now arms also open too. So heads between your arms. Keep abdominal nice and active. So tailbone is down. Okay. So protect the lower back. And then we're going to go to modify swimming. So long arm, the shoulder is away from your ear. So don't pull forward, pull back. And then we're going to lift your right leg and then left leg up and down. Other side, lift and down. So head doesn't need to be too high. And lift and down. Long arm, long leg. Move your leg from your shoulder joint. Move your leg from your hip joint and then move your arm from your shoulder joint. And lifting and down. Let's go 2 more sets. Slow swimming and down. So now forearm position, heels together, push the mat away and then come to the rest position. Heel towards your hip towards your heel, my English. And then you can rest your head on the mat. Long arm, long spine, long neck. Inhale and exhale for your own pace. So you need to focus on your lower back. This is lower back stretching. And then come to the all four position and slowly calm up. Okay, so last series of the exercise. So we're gonna do our leg is hip width apart. The heel away from your body past the 90. So hip bone to hip bone is nice and equal. So not gonna be like diagonal line. Okay, so hip bone, shoulder to shoulder, keep the square. Okay, so it makes sense what a square mean. So keep the square there, your hands on your knees, and then we're gonna just bring your hip and then torso forward. And then coming back. Exhale. And inhale. So this exercise is also really good for the hip opener, hip tightness. So I'm feeling my around like hip joint area and straight. And then last one. Now release your hands on the mat and then tuck your toe under, lifting up. So like modified plank position, straight your leg, active your leg muscle, and then just release your knees on the mat, release your toe, and then front leg close to the other side of your mat, and then you can just knees is down. So again, your hip to hip, nice one line. So don't like lean over to the one side. So you need to be reduce your leg angle if it's too difficult. So you can stay here, or if you're okay, forearm position, and then also keep your back of your leg, your hip line, or you can rest your head. So inhale, exhale for your own pace, and then come up, and then let's go to switch other leg. Slowly come up, and other leg front, and then past the 90, hip bone to hip bone, nice one line, square your body, hands on your knees, and then exhale, bring your hip, torso forward, and then back, and forward, exhale, inhale. So you might be slightly feel different, right hip and left hip. For me, I had injury to our right side, so I feel right leg usually tightness more than left leg. And then I think last one. Now hands release on the mat. Tuck your toe under, lifting up. Leg muscle nice and active, modified plank position. And then release your knees. And then toe. And then cross your leg, front leg to the opposite side. And then check the back of your leg, nice and hip line. So you can stay here, or you can forearm position, or you can rest your head, whichever you're comfortable. Inhale and exhale for your own pace. And then slowly come up. And then all done today. So thank you very much for joining my class. And please let me know how you feel in the comments below. And then I'll see you in my online class and chat with you, or feel free to use the YouTube class. Okay? So see you next time. Bye.